The Quilnari had been studying the phenomenon for 3 standard cycles, and they still couldn't explain it. Dr. Vesharak stood before the observation window, her crystalline fingers pressed against the transparent aluminum, as she watched the small creature inside the containment field. The being they had designated as Subject Theta 7, though most of the station crew had taken to calling it Whisper, sat motionless in the center of the room, its luminescent form pulsing with a soft rhythmic glow. "It's happening again," her assistant Krell announced from his station. Theta 7 is rejecting the bond termination protocol. Vesharak's optical membranes flickered with concern. Whisper was a solithine, one of the rarest empathic organisms in the known galaxy. Solithines possessed an extraordinary ability. They could form temporary emotional bonds with any sentient species, sharing feelings, memories, and even physical sensations. The bond would typically last anywhere from a few hours to a few days before naturally dissolving, leaving both parties enriched by the experience. The Galactic Biological Collective had been using Whisper for diplomatic purposes for nearly a decade. The creature had bonded successfully with over 200 different species: Quilnari, Brothan, Zaxulian, even the notoriously isolated Vrenki. Each time the bond had formed perfectly and dissolved naturally, allowing Whisper to move on to the next assignment. Until the humans arrived. Commander Sarah Chen had been an unexpected variable. The newest species to join the galactic community, humans had only established first contact 8 months prior. When Earth's delegation requested a bonding session with Whisper as part of their cultural exchange program, the collective had readily agreed. It was meant to be routine, a standard 12-hour bonding period followed by natural separation. That was 43 days ago. Vesharak reviewed the data logs for the 100th time. The initial bonding had proceeded normally. Commander Chen had entered the chamber, and Whisper had approached her with its characteristic curiosity. The moment of contact had been captured in vivid detail by the monitoring equipment. Whisper's bioluminescence had flared brightly, and Chen had gasped, her vital signs spiking momentarily before stabilizing into a pattern the doctors had never seen before. The bond should have lasted hours. Instead, it had strengthened with each passing day. "The human is here for her daily visit," Krell announced. Vesharak turned to see Commander Chen approaching through the corridor, her movements carrying that peculiar fluidity that characterized her species. The human wore her standard uniform, but there were dark circles under her eyes, a sign of insufficient rest that Vesharak had learned to recognize in human physiology. "Doctor," Chen greeted, her voice hoarse. "How is Whisper today?" "Physically stable," Vesharak replied carefully. "Emotionally distressed, as are you, I presume." Chen nodded, her hand unconsciously moving to her chest. "It's like there's a constant ache. I can feel Whisper's confusion. She paused, searching for words. "It's sadness when we're apart. And I know it can feel mine." "This is unprecedented," Vesharak admitted. "We've attempted every known bond dissolution technique. Chemical intervention, electromagnetic pulse therapy, even temporary stasis. Nothing works. Commander, I must ask again. Are you certain you haven't done anything to influence the creature?" Chen's expression hardened. "For the last time, Doctor, I haven't done anything except exist." "Maybe that's the problem you're trying to solve, my existence." "That's not what Isn't it?" Chen stepped closer to the observation window. Inside, Whisper's glow intensified, pulsing faster. Every species Whisper has bonded with before. They've all been members of the galactic community for generations. They know the rules, the protocols, the expected behaviors. But humans? We're new. We're messy. We feel things too intensely, we form attachments too quickly, She stopped, her voice breaking. Through the window, Whisper began moving toward them, its amorphous form rippling with agitation. Vesharak made a decision. "Krell, deactivate the containment field." "Doctor, the protocols, deactivate it, now." The field shimmered and disappeared. Whisper flowed through the open doorway like liquid light, bypassing Vesharak entirely, and wrapping itself around Commander Chen's legs. The human dropped to her knees and the creature rose up, pressing what might have been its head against her chest. The change was immediate and dramatic. Both beings' vital signs normalized. Whisper's bioluminescence settled into a steady, warm glow, while Chen's breathing deepened and her tension visibly melted away. Vesharak's instruments captured everything. The data was extraordinary. Instead of the typical energy exchange pattern, she was witnessing something completely different. The bond wasn't draining either party. It was sustaining both of them. More than that, it was growing stronger, creating new neural pathways that shouldn't have been possible. The human capacity for attachment, Vaishak murmured, understanding dawning. It's not a weakness. It's a feature. Krell looked up from his readings. Doctor, this bonding pattern, if I'm interpreting this correctly, it's not temporary. It's becoming permanent. Chen looked up, tears streaming down her face, but she was smiling. Is that a problem? Vaishak thought about the regulations, the protocols, the carefully maintained order of the Galactic Collective. Then she thought about the data before her, about a creature that had always been alone despite touching so many minds, and about a human who loved so fiercely that she had accomplished the impossible. No, Vaishak said finally. No, Commander Chen, I don't believe it is. 3 months later, the Galactic Biological Collective officially recognized a new phenomenon, permanent cross-species bonding, currently observed only between humans and Silithans. Whisper became the first officially registered companion animal of the human delegation, and Commander Chen became the subject of intensive study. But more importantly, neither of them was alone anymore. The galaxy would have to adjust its understanding of what was possible. After all, that's what humans seem to do best. They changed everything simply by being themselves. And sometimes that was exactly what the universe needed.